My respectful pranams to the lotus feet of His Holiness Swamiji, who has conveyed his greetings and blessings to all of you. In fact, just as you all were seeing the entertainment about Mysore and all, I received a call, and maybe quite a few of you must have been seeing me talking on the phone. It was a call from Swamiji, and he asked me, what am I doing? So I told him I'm a part of the alumni meeting. So he said, please convey my blessings and best wishes to all of you. So I convey that to you all, and best wishes to you. Respected Dr. Surinder Singh, the Vice Chancellor, my colleague and friend, Dr. Pramod, and all the colleagues from the Pharmacy College here at Mysore, and dear alumni and my fellow pharmacy colleagues in the profession. At the outset, it's my great pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to all of you to this virtual alumni meet. I think this is happening for the first time like this. Otherwise, you all come together, enjoy, connect, bond, and move forward. But the world has changed, so I think perhaps we also have to change if we want to remain connected. So it was felt perhaps why not keep meeting virtually instead of postponing it for another day or another year to happen. So I think that's how this all came. And this experience is going to be again something unique for all of us to remember that, okay, we got on, we met to our friends, and it's a very, very special moment. I still enjoy meeting my friends when I meet them, even though we may meet at a conference, we may participate in a meeting and talk, but that fun which we have after the conference is over, we sit together, we talk, how did everything go, how is our life, how did we do. These are all the special moments of bonding with each other, and we recall all our good days, and that's what makes the difference. Difference of connecting, difference of remembering, cherishing those moments. And we may not do much to each other, but the very feeling that there is a big fraternity out there, my own friends are there, who will be there in case of I need any support. I think that itself is a good feeling to have. It may not necessarily be required, but you know that, okay, if you have got somebody something to tell, you have a friend whose shoulder you can put your head on and cry or laugh or exchange your views. These are all the special things which friends enjoy. And I still enjoy that same feelings like when I was a student way back in Madras Medical College, and I was studying there. Those friends who were there with me at that time, at the undergraduate, the 4, 5 of us, 6 of us, we still remain bonded. After 40 years also, we remain bonded, and these are very special moments. Now, it so happened like most of the students who passed out from our institutions and our alumni, they have become friends now. And now, because of that, I also feel I'm a part of the same student community. Though my relationship at that time might have been as a teacher and a student, but now they have become so good friends, and we are more. They don't. I mean, we don't meet like, okay, a teacher or a principal and a student, but we are friends. We meet and talk and chat. It gives an exciting feeling to us that, oh, sir, it was like this in that day, or it was, we enjoyed like this, we did this. So it brings back all those fond memories and makes us the purpose and hope of our very existence becoming stronger. I think that is the most important feeling of all this thing. Now, my worry, I used to always tell this when I used to travel in, I have been there a couple of times to China. And when I was in China, I just used to talk to them. And when I was speaking to some of my friends there, I asked them, how big is your family or what is it? They look surprisingly at me, telling that, what do you mean, how big? We have only one son or one daughter, that's all. There's no other choice to them, you know. It is the father, mother, and one child. That's it, the one child policy. So that means such people do not have any friendship. They do not have any brother, sister. They don't have any nephews. They don't have any nieces, they don't have any uncles, they don't have any aunts, because it's all vertical line of relationship. So you lose these experiences which are there in such a thing. Now my worry is that, this virtual world, is it going to take away this friendship which we are having now? I think this is something which you always cherish, because you have had physical relationship already with the friends and the classes. But the generation which is going to come from now, if they are going to learn education through online, and if they are going to be connected only for a brief moment in the classrooms or laboratories and move it, what sort of bonding and what sort of camaraderie they'll develop? How will they recognize each other? Whether they will recognize each other also when they meet in the airport or in the profession. Only thing is, you have to tell, oh, I am 1997 batch, or I will have to say I was 2020 batch or 2025 batch of JSS, and I studied. Oh, you were there. I also studied. Perhaps we didn't meet online. I think this is what would be the way we will react 5 years or 10 years from now. Oh, we'll say, oh, we did connect online. I think so. That's why we don't know each other. There's no question of that physical bonding that is happening. I only pray to God that doesn't happen. And in our country, in our India, whatever technology may come through, our relationship of this being a part of the physical world and physical university and building these relationships remains together. I think this is what I would like to leave a message. And I think this generation, I can say pre-2020, we have been very fortunate, because we had all these pleasures of meeting people, talking to people, building relationships. This was there. Post 2020 people, I do not know where the world is going to take. I do not know whether we should empathize with them or sympathize with them. We wouldn't know that. Only time will have to prove and show that. But I think we have to overcome this challenge. We should not be virtual friends only on Facebook or some other way. I think some other formats should be there where this generation, which is going to be the post-COVID generation, if you want to call them. We used to have the generation which we called as the millennials and the baby boomers and all that was there. Now I think you'll have to call after 2020 generation as a post-COVID generation, because they will behave differently, they will live differently, maybe they may talk differently. So we don't know. But are we going to be driven by this, or are we going to retain our values, our traits, and our cherishes as a human? I think this is something for us as a mankind or a humankind for us to really work on it. I would appeal that, we are strong, we will overcome this. There's not a problem for us. We will not allow our technology or the pandemic or to drive away these relationships and the personal bonding which we have. We'll continue to be good. One last message I would like to tell all of you is, which I have been speaking now for past 2 days. These two words have been become sort of a very favorite words for me in the last 2 days. One is, these are challenging times, these are unprecedented times. All these people, all these terminologies you would have read in newspaper, you would have read in Facebooks, and messages being sent to you. Unprecedented times have got different issues like that. But one thing which is associated with this unprecedented time or challenging time is uncertainty. This is around us. Whatever we are going to do now or whatever you are doing, there is an uncertainty around you. Like, let us say if you are in the industry, you are feeling uncertainty now how the pharma industry will go back to the normal functioning, to manufacturing to the 100 capacity, how your international travel is going to happen and build their businesses across the world, how new products will be developed in the laboratory, how new methods of technologies will be developed in the R&D laboratories. So these are all uncertainty evolves around that. Oh, now because of pandemic, we're not able to get together on the lab floor and try to achieve these changes which you are looking at. If you are a teacher, you are feeling uncertain that, when the classes will come back, when the students will come back, when will we start going back to the normal system of teaching and examinations, whether the curriculum will be completed, whether the curriculum, what about the practical class, how are we going to teach the practical class, how are we going to move forward? This is a academician's mindset. A student's mindset, okay, whether I will be able to graduate in time, whether I will get the jobs, why did I get caught in this situation when in this particular year of my life where I may lose the opportunities or jobs that are going to be there. These type of mindset and uncertainties around all of us. Same thing maybe even in the family circumstances. You might have been planning to build a house for yourself. You might have been planning to buy a new car for yourself. So many things would have been in your pipeline, in your mind, which you wanted to do, but you are not able to do because there is uncertainty around you. So you say that, should I buy this car now or should I wait it out? Will I need this money for something else or should I hold on? So this uncertainty is the one thing which is going to be around us for some time. So only way to beat uncertainty is all of you is only one way to beat it is flexibility. So whatever you do now during this period, you should be with a flexible mind. Don't go with a rigid mind. Don't go
मीटिंग में हूँ, मीटिंग में इसलिए नहीं बात कर रहा
हूँ. Don't go with a rigid mindset that no, this is how it has to be there. This is how I am going to do the hiring. This is how I am going to look for my career growth. Don't go with that rigid mind at this moment. Now, the more flexible you are at this particular time, the more flexible you are in this particular moments when this uncertainty is existing, this will not affect you to any great extent. I think that is the key word. In this uncertain times, more flexible you are, more adaptive you are, you will be able to go through this process very smoothly. And I think we all will come out very, very successfully, and we will come out of all this. As somebody mentioned to me, this too will pass and our life will go on and we will be able to back to the normal life. And I don't think we should start looking at new normal as our life. I think our normal life will be back and we should be able to move forward. So with these words, I really appreciate your taking your time off and being with us at this alumni meet, and wish you all the very best. Be safe, take care, be flexible. I think this is a message I would like to tell you, and thank you all, and it's a real pleasure being with you all here. Thank you.